Hey hoes, just hoe checking back again with another video. If you're new to the channel, my name is Moody and this is Moodtube. Now it's pretty early in the morning, that's why I look like and that's on purr. Seriously, I'm ready to drop part 3. So here we go, man. This is what we doing. So let's have a lesson. Let's have a lesson. Anywho, where we left off, we were getting ready to go out to that other event, the All This Experience. So if you ready, get your wine, get your beer, get your water, girl. I'm drinking Welch's apple juice, so pour it up, pour it up. That's how we ball out. And here we go. Like I was saying, we was getting ready for All This Experience. I might have threw the pictures in, but I threw them back in for y'all. That's what I wore. We took a couple pictures and we headed on out to the event. When we got there was 2 lines. You could have paid $25 or I think $30 to go to the event originally, but there was another payment you can make, which was like $45 to $50 to get into a faster line. I didn't see that option, so we actually paid the smaller amount and we were in a longer line. But the time that we got there, both of the lines were long, so it didn't really matter. But the way that the lines worked, it was like, all right, so if you're in the fast line, they would let 3 people go in the fast line and then 1 person go in the regular line, and so on and so forth. Here we go. So now we're in line, right? And it's Rail and Lizzo, they're in line in front of us, and then it's me and my sister, and then there's other people behind us or whatever, and there's a door like right behind, like next to the people that's behind us. And I don't know if they knew people that already had made it to the event and they were inside, or if somebody was just being generous, or if somebody did something from the outside, but they managed to get that door open. And that door led right to the dance floor of the club. I don't know why there's a door right there. Maybe just in case of a fire. I don't know. But so a lot of people ended up running in. Like they just went in. Right? And so me and my sister were not one of those people. Once a lot of people went in, the doors closed eventually. And there ended up being 2 guys behind us. I ended up conversating with them for a minute, talking about the people that actually ran up into the club. Like, they shouldn't have did that. That was crazy. Like, it's just weird. Like, so the security inside the club end up finding the people that ran inside, because whenever you make it through the doors, they stamp your hand, and when you get inside, it like glows up like if you were at Chuck E. Cheese or something, right? So they got caught, they got kicked out. A little bit after that, the line was moving up, you know, and some white car had pulled up right on the side of the line, like really probably like 4 or 5 meters away from us, not far, right? And they look around, they like roll their window down, they give a little look around, and they pulled off. Weird, but you know, whatever, they left. The car comes back and they're sitting there for a little second, but they have tents, honey, so you can't see what's in, but they can see what's out, which tents make me nervous. So when they pulled up, my sister off rip, because she always senses like weird scenarios. She clutches my arm and she's like, bro, I got a weird vibe, like they might start shooting or something, I don't know. And so the dudes behind us was like, I don't know, I think that girl back there said something like that too, like we about to just leave. So I'm like, damn, we gonna miss another event. Like, next thing you know, you already hear shots fired. So we running, right? Now say this is the building. We're on this side of the building right now. The door's like right here because we're damn near to the door. And they start shooting. We run boom, boom, boom. Like we're going straight. But the way that the lot is, the sidewalk is like out more. So we're running through the lot going straight. Now we can go straight down the, like, what is that? The line, the street. But I felt like that would have been a dumb move if we're running from gunshots. So me and my sister, we busted that left. Boom. You could go take a left and you can either like do a whole circle, like it's a whole lot, and then like that a building sits in the middle, so this would be the building, the lots around it. Or you can turn, but there was like bushes and stuff. So once we got behind the building, we end up seeing those guys pull up in a different car. They were in a silver car, matter of fact, and they're in the back and they're like, come on, get in. Like, we just want to make sure y'all's cool. And I'm like, nah, one thing about me, if y'all shooting, I don't want to hop into no rap. First of all, I don't even know y'all. So if they shooting at y'all, we're dead, because all they gotta do is shoot the driver, shoot the wheel, shoot the back seat up. It's a wrap. I'll do better on my feet. I'll do better on foot. So we was like, nah, it's cool. Thank you. I appreciate you. Hopefully run into y'all again, but we cool. Like, so we keeps it pushing. We end up going. So like I said, we started here. We ran out. We went to down this end of the building, and then we shot this way. Like we were basically making a U. And then we came back up and we ended up on the same street, but further down the street. Man, y'all, we're running in heels and low-ass, tight-ass dresses. Like, listen, I was not about to die in Miami. I can't die in Miami. I can't die in Miami. So we get down to like this gas station, but the gas station looks abandoned. Kind of like there's no lights. I couldn't even see a door, y'all. Like, when I got in front of there, I didn't even think that it was abandoned at first. So we kind of walked up to the building trying to get in, and we're like, where's the fuck is the door? Like, what the fuck? So basically, this gas station is abandoned. I'm like, oh my God, where's Rel? Where's Liz? Like, we got to find them. Like, they were with us. We don't leave people. This is not our thing. She's like, they were shooting. Like, we had every right to run. Where did they go? And I'm like, you're right. Where did they go? Did they run? So I'm like, let me calm down. Let me call Rel. So I get my phone, and I'm like, okay, let me call Rel, because I didn't have anybody. Hello? He answers the phone. He sounds fine. He doesn't sound like he was running. He doesn't sound like he's out of breath. He doesn't sound like he's worried. He doesn't sound panicked, frantic, anything. So I'm like, oh my God, where are you? Like, where are you? Like, they start shooting and we just took off and I don't know where you went. What happened? And he's like, well, hi, Stormy. Okay, look, you gotta back up, mommy. I'm sorry. She just wants some love right now. She's pregnant, y'all. But so they end up going nowhere. They actually stayed in line. He's like, we're still in line. I'm like, wait, at the club? Like, and he's like, yeah, like at the club. And I'm like, they were shooting. You didn't think to run. And he's like, where I'm from, we don't do that. And I'm like, well, and when I said, well, I looked down and it was like blood on my hand and it was blood on my leg. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, so I'm like, I'm bleeding. I don't even know why I'm bleeding or what it's from. We're just going to go back to the Airbnb. I'm not about to go into no club like this. This is a hot ass mess, you know. And his response was, well, we're going to go inside and check this place out because we're the next ones to go in. You're going to twat? So once he said that, it did have me irritated. It made me mad because I'm like, we don't leave each other. But I'm not staying at no club all like bloody. Like, no, like you're crazy. So we end up catching an Uber from where we were. And we went back to the Airbnb. When we got to the Airbnb, there was actually new residents that were moving into one of the bungalows in the corner area. And we actually met them. The guy's name, his name was DJ. It was his birthday. They were college students. DJ was turning 21. I don't know how old everybody else was because I only held conversation with some of the guys and some of the girls that was with them, but it was a big group of them. Basically, they went to school down in Miami, so they actually lived in that area for school, but they were staying in a bungalow so that they can, you know, party and do their thing. So we go inside and not paying them any mind. We're just like putting the code in, getting in the gate. We're snapping out. We're mad. Like, my sister's like, I'm about to punch Lizzo because I can't punch Rel because he's a dude and he's all big. And I'm like, what the fuck are you going to punch Liz for? Like, where they're from, I guess that's normal. Like, they just got to go because that's not how we do things. I'm not going to whoop your ass. You just can't be here. That's how I felt. Like, I was mad, but I was just like, I'm not doing this. Like, so we're venting out loud. We're mad. Like, we're mad. So I'm like, you know what? Get that wine. We're going to cut some music on. Our night's not over. We're just not going out. Like, and I got to go clean my wound. So we go inside, and I wrap my leg up because I didn't have anything to clean it with. So I end up, like, cleaning it with water because there was, like, no peroxide or anything. All the stores were closed because it was late. It was a late event. The event didn't start until, like, 12:30. So by the time we got in, it was, like, 1-ish, 1:20, like, it was around 1 o'clock in the morning. So we're sitting out front because we want to smoke. Mind you, it's an Airbnb. We can't really smoke inside. So we roll our weed up. We go out front. We're smoking. We're sipping. We got our music on. And at this point, we're playing like Reese Shungan, Jimmy Wapo, our local rappers. And one of the guys end up like saying like, oh, y'all guys like, who's that? Like, and we're like, oh, that's a local rapper from where we're from. Like, who's y'all? Like, and we were still like kind of venting back and forth. So one dude was like, dang, like, you don't see they mad? Like, why don't you ask them what's wrong? And I was like, oh, don't ask me what's wrong, because I'm finna tell y'all, because I need to vent. And I don't even know y'all, but I'm finna vent. So they like get intrigued, and they all start coming over. The girls, the boys, they're all just coming over, and we're telling them like what happened, and they're like, what? Like and they stay with y'all, what? And they couldn't, what? Like, we're like, yeah, like, this shit's crazy, right? Like, we should smack the shit out of them, right? No. But so they come up, and the one dude's like, oh, well, it's my birthday, y'all gonna take a shot with me? And I'm like, oh, I don't really drink out of people's bottles and stuff. I don't do stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, I got this wine, I'm gonna sip this. We finished that Patron. That's like, I'm cool. So he's like, it's a brand new Henny bottle, like, you could crack it. And I'm like, I do like Henny. So I cracked the bottle, yeah, get that little, the little plastic, pour it out, crack it, that little, I'm gonna open. And then took my little go. And I was like, here you go. Happy birthday, you know what I mean? That's whenever he told us his name. Like, I'm DJ. There was another guy. The one dude made music. Like, everybody out there had their own little thing. And we were out there talking with them for hours, smoking, matching up. We actually ran out of blunts. And the one dude left out, grabbed blunts for us, came back with our change. And, like, we were just kicking it. Like, it was cool. It felt like we knew these people. And we didn't even know these people. And so around, I want to say 4 a.m., around about 4 a.m. is when Ro and Liz comes back. So they come into the gate, and we're still outside. We're still smoking. We're still drinking. We got DJ. We got this dude. We got, everybody's there. Like, it's lit. Men, women, everybody's there. And y'all know me. I love both parties. And there was some beautiful women out there. So I was a lady, like a titty, honey. And so whenever they come in, I'm sitting on the steps chilling. I'm actually sitting with DJ, and me and him was talking. No, not DJ. I was sitting with his friend. I still have him on Instagram. I just don't remember his real name. He makes music, and we were talking about music, and I was telling him how I wanted to start a YouTube, and I was looking for a name or whatever. And when Rel comes in, he's like, just sitting there on the swing, like, just looking. And I'm like, oh, man. And so, I guess DJ and them was so lit, they didn't realize the others come in. And he's like, so where's dude that left y'all? Like, it's like 4 a.m. And I'm like, he's right there. Like, right there, pointing at him in the swing, looking dumb as fuck, big as hell in that little ass, tight ass swing. So I'm like, he right there. Like, and his fat ass cousin's over there on the gate, like, just sitting there and bored as fuck. And I'm like, I don't know if they don't know they can go in. Y'all can go in, but, like, y'all's not staying, like. And so he was like, it's 4 a.m. I'm like, no, they can stay tonight, but tomorrow morning they gotta go. Like, and whenever I said that, Rel gets out of the swing and he walks over to me and he's like, that's the mark. Hold on, y'all, look. That's where the mark was on my leg that was bleeding whenever they shot. But anyways, he's like, boy, can I talk to you for a second? Like, he like sounded like he was like crying, and I'm like, how the fuck you crying? Like, I was potentially grazed, scratched, something happened to me, and I don't even know what it is yet. And you talking about some goddamn, can you talk to me for a second with your crying baby ass voice? What? So I'm like, no. Like, I'm having a good time. Wait until, like, I'm ready to lay down. If you and your cousin want to go inside, cool. Y'all two can sleep in that bed. Me and my sister will sleep in the living room. But tomorrow morning, y'all got to dip. And I don't know where y'all going to go, but y'all can figure that shit out. Y'all got money. Y'all's cool. So he was like, can I just talk to you for a second? And I'm like, no, like, you cannot. And so he's like, all right. So he goes inside and he signals his cousin, like, you can come in, like, and they go into the room. And I don't know if they went straight to sleep. No, I don't think they went straight to sleep, but they definitely went into the room and they was just like back there. And we're going in and out, getting ice, getting wine, chilling. I'm not about to stop my party. You didn't stop your party for me? What? So what I look like? Like, you got me chopped. So we was out there. We kicked it for a minute. Once we got ready to come in, me and my sister, we stretched out on the couch together. We went the fuck to sleep. We got up the next day. I went to the store. I made breakfast. Everybody was asleep whenever I made breakfast. So I just made enough for me and my sister. And then I went back to the store. I don't remember for what, but I think it was like lotion or something for like to get myself ready for my day. And we were talking about going down back to the beach by ourselves during the daytime on some lit shit. Like, why not? So whenever I go to their Family Dollar, it's like right by the liquor store. Like, y'all know where the liquor store is. It's right around the corner. It was like a little 7-minute walk. So whenever I go down there, I get a text message from Rail, and he's like, can we have a talk? Like, last night I understood you didn't want to talk, but I feel like we should have a conversation. And I'm like, yeah, we can have a conversation after breakfast. Actually, I need to finish my breakfast and everything because I didn't get to eat all the way yet, but I had to run back out to the store. When I come back, I will eat. I will come talk to you, and that'll be the end of it. I'm not going to keep talking about it in Miami because I came here to have a good time, and I'm not trying to stress. So he's like, I understand that. I respect it. That's fine. I'm like, yeah, fine. So I go in the store. I get what I need. I come back. My sister's finally getting up. And I'm like, hey, bro, I started breakfast. You ready to eat? These biscuits is about to come out. She's like, oh, yeah, definitely. I made a bunch of breakfast, fruit. I don't remember everything that I made, y'all. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't have the video. Like, you know, most people record their food. I didn't record it, so I don't remember. But we had all of that. And then we had, like, mimosas with it because we about to be lit today. So we starting now. After I eat my breakfast, Rel was already out for his morning run. He is a boxer, so he does his morning workout no matter where he is, no matter what he's doing. And I understand that. That's fine. Whatever. I don't care. So he texts me, like, I'm out running right now. I'm working on a basketball court. Just let me know when you're ready. So once I got done, I'm like, I'm ready. Like, and remember I told y'all the basketball court was right across the street from our bungalow once you come out those 2 gates. So I went out the 2 gates. I go across the street, and there's like a little regular bench with a little table and all that. So I go sit over there, and he comes over, and I'm like, look, I don't know what the fuck y'all do in Detroit, but where I'm from, fuck all that. When you with me, one go, we all go. One stay, we all stay. That's just how it goes. So whenever you didn't run, it was like, okay, maybe I don't do that. But then whenever you still chose to stay after I said that we're leaving because I'm bleeding and, like, my sister's hysterical, we have bad anxiety alone. Like, I feel like a real-ass friend would have been like, all right, when the fuck are we all leaving? Like, or let's get you patched up and then we can go to a different spot. Like, I just feel like you didn't care for real about me. And I couldn't fuck with that. And he was like, I understand that. I had to make a choice because at the end of the day, my cousin wasn't going to run. I can't leave my cousin. And I mean, yeah, we cool, but like, that's my cousin. And I'm like, I feel that all day, but I don't feel that. Like, I don't. So y'all got to go, like, today. Like, and he was like, I know, but I'm sorry. That's cool. I appreciate you being sorry. I'm not even trying to process that right now to tell you if I forgive you or not. Because I'm not dealing with it in Miami. I'll deal with that shit in Pittsburgh. But what I am going to do is tell y'all got to dip. And y'all got to go before we go because we already got done eating and we want to go do our thing. So he's like, all right, cool, whatever. I put my stuff back in my suitcase last night. I'm like, okay, so let your cousin know because I don't know if your cousin know. And you don't want me to let her know because, listen, she's not going to like me. So why don't you go ahead? And he's like, all right, I'll do that or whatever. And I'm like, now, like, you can work out at your hotel or whatever. Like, go. So we walks over there together, and he tells his cousin, like, yeah, I gotta go. And I'm standing there like, you gotta go too? What the fuck, bitch? And they end up getting hotel rooms. He paid for her hotel room, which was really nice, because I'd have been like, girl, you knew you was coming to Miami. Like, I'm sorry, but you was never supposed to be staying with us from the jump, so you should have already been trying to find somewhere else to go. But she never ended up giving us bread or nothing. Like, so I'm like, oh yeah, I need some bread kicked up for her staying here. Like, she ain't never paying no bread. So he's like, I'm gonna cash app you. I'm like, oh, well, go get settled in, and then because I know how he is. He's not gonna play. So I was like, go get settled in first, do what you gotta do, and then you can cash out me because I'm not a greedy bitch either. Like, and he was like, all right, cool. So me and my sister, we go get dressed, honey. And we goes to the museum. So we went to the World Erotic Art Museum, or some people would just call it the Sex Museum. And it was all kind of erotic art in here. It definitely was. I'm gonna put pieces in here, but I don't want to get my video reporter to taken down, so I'm gonna have to cover some things that, because it's really explicit. Like, it shows a lot, like a lot. So we went there, was in there for a couple of hours because it's a big museum, and we had so much fun. It was so nice. And then when we left, we went to Starbucks, grabbed us something to drink. I spilled something on my dress, of course. So where did we go? Pretty Little Things. Remember, y'all, I couldn't go to Pretty Little Things the first time we went shopping because nobody wanted to go in there, but since I needed something, we went into Pretty Little Things, and I found me a little two-piece outfit. It was just like some beach pants and a two-piece, I said a two-piece, and a tube top. And it was a matching set. Got it for like $24.99. You know what I mean? Something quick. And it already matched my sandals, so it all worked out. I think I got a picture from whenever I went to Leslie's and I went to their bathroom in it, so I'll click that in there for y'all. But yeah, y'all, we after we went to Pretty Little Things, I'm like, let's get some food, let's go day drink. And I don't remember where we went to eat, but we ate at like a spot that we found along the way. I want to say it was Caribbean food. Yeah, I don't even remember what the fuck it was called that I ordered, but the food was great. We ate there, and when we left, we went to Leslie's because I wanted to go there so freaking bad. Leslie's is a bar that's on the side of the beach. Well, they have food too. It's yellow and white. It's actually all yellow, and it says Leslie's in white. If you ever go to Miami and you're at the beach, I'm sure you'll see Leslie's on the side, just over there, like. And so we go to Leslie's. We get us some cute ass drinks. We're drinking, right? Turning up, whatever. So after we got to Leslie's, we wanted to explore some more, and then we wanted to come back to where Leslie's was because right next door they had a nice little spot. So I'm like, okay, look, let's play the number game. When we were younger, we would go out of town and we would play this game to where whoever gets the most numbers win. Big whoop. So every time I see somebody cute, I'm like, hey, put your Instagram in, like, hey, put your number in my phone. Hey, dude, hey, we try and meet, hey, like all types of stuff, right? While we were out, we ended up, I met this guy. He was the cutest thing, but like my sister was like, he just looks toxic. And he was bum, y'all. And I'm like, oh, we're going to meet up with y'all later. Like, you better hit me up. And he really did hit me up. Like, a lot of those people really was hitting me up. And I was, y'all, I'm not really truthful all the time when I'm lying. Like, when I'm drunk, like, I'm not always truthful. Like, I was not being truthful. I was not meeting up with none of y'all. I don't know y'all. But I told everybody that. So a lot of people really did believe. We never even established who won the game. Not even after we left because there was so much going on. But we went down to the beach, kicked it down there for a minute. Then we went back to the other bar because my drunks are coming down. It's hot. We're sweating. We're dancing. We're everywhere. We're meeting people. So I'm not even drunk no more. So I'm like, okay, let's go to that spot next door to Leslie. So she's like, cool, let's go. We go over there, and we meet this Haitian dude. I don't know how he ended up sitting with us, but he sits down with us, and we're ordering drinks, and he orders a rib platter. Now, at this point, we already ate, and I'm like, red meat's definitely about to make him sweat. Like, so I'm like, that's his business, you know, whatever he want to do with that, you do that with that, but I ain't doing that. So he orders his rib platter. We sits there, we're drinking, we're taking shots. We get the big drinks too, but we're taking shots too, so we can like turn it up. And we're playing a number game from our seats because where we're sitting is like the main drag, literally right next to the beach. So everybody's walking past, like the cigar dude, everybody's walking past. Like, so we're just meeting people, right? This Haitian dude is fucking crazy, right? Because look, so we're sitting there, and these dudes from London came over, and he was like, oh my god, you're beautiful, like, where are you from, like, and they're just talking to us, and I'm like, oh my god, where are you from, like, you got a whole accent, like, that's so, like, what? And he's like, I'm from London, like, and we're just talking, right? And he's like, oh no, this is my sisters, like, the Haitian dude's like, this is my sisters, you can't talk to them. blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, whoa, bro. Like, so I had to pull dude to the side, like, hey, come here. I just met him. That is not my brother. That's really my sister, but I don't know him. So whatever he say, fuck him. He was drinking. I don't really know cuz like that. That ain't my people's or nothing. Like, I swear to God, I don't know him. So he starts kind of trying to flirt with my sister. And the whole time, we thought he was gay. Like, so we're like, oh, like, what? And so you have to go next door to use the bathroom, but they'll allow you to. So my sister used the bathroom, and I remember while I was sitting there, he was like, I gotta use the bathroom too. And I'm like, okay, well, go use the bathroom. Like, so he used the bathroom. My sister comes back. We're sitting there talking, and we were kind of talking about him, how he was fucking up the hoes. He was fucking up the number game. And he was like making people not want to come by us because like they think, oh, that's one of our dudes, and he's being loud and he's being a little obnoxious. And we're like, yeah, we're about to kick him off the table. And she was like, well, I'm kind of ready to go anyways. I'm gonna go to another spot. So I'm like, okay, like, let's do that then. Honey, we were sitting there for like 20 minutes waiting for him to come back so we can tell him we were leaving. So we see a server and we're like, can we get the check? And when he brings the check, I'm like, I'm paying for me and my sister's drinks, but that guy has to pay for his own food. So he's like, okay, but you know, you guys can't leave until he comes back, or you got to leave a card here just so that we know we're not getting played. And I'm like, oh, just put his shit on my tab too. So I end up paying for all of our food and all of our drinks because this dude did not come back. Like, and I'm like, yo, did we just get fucking diner dash? Like, I never dined and dashed nowhere. No one never did that to me. Like, I was embarrassed because it was like you want to leave your car here if you ain't trying to pay his portion. And I'm like, bitch, I'm in Miami. I got fucking bread. Like, I'm gonna pay it because we ain't sitting around. I ain't leaving my shit nowhere. Fuck all that. So I ended up paying for his food and we leave. At this point, I'm not waiting for you to come back because I already had to pay for your food. Like, nah. But if I see you, give me my bread. So whenever I seen this girl. Oh my God, this girl was so pretty. I don't remember what her name was. I don't even remember what her Instagram was. And I know she had my Instagram. Like, I typed mine in her phone, but I don't know if I got to put hers in my phone. I don't know. But she was also bisexual. She mentioned that because once I was like, oh yeah, you're beautiful. Like, and I'm talking to her and she's like, well, watch yourself, girl, because I like girls. And I was like, I like girls too. I'm bi. So, and she was like, I'm bi. And I'm like, oh, like, so we're talking and walking. And she's like, where y'all going? And we're like, well, no, we're just walking, seeing shit, whatever we want, you know what I mean, be a part of, we just gonna be in there. And we started off day drinking, but it's getting late. So we're just, you know what I mean, wherever you take us, we're just exploring. So she's like, I like that. I definitely like that. And we ended up running into these dudes. And me and this girl was like really like talking and really flirting for like a good 45 minutes, I'll say, not too long, but long enough to make you be like, hey, where you going? You might look going on, you know me? So whenever we was walking and flirting and stuff, this fine ass dude comes from around the corner, and he's like, damn, like you can tell that something that he seen was just so beautiful. Like, you could just tell he meant that shit. Like, and he was talking about the girl that I was talking to, y'all. He took my girl. Like, she wasn't my girl yet, but he took her. Like, and she was like, oh my God, he's fine. Like, I'm like, damn, he is. So she starts talking to him. Her and her friend, they're walking with them now. And I'm like, oh, well, I'm not about to follow this bitch around. So I'm like, bro, let's go this way. We end up hitting a cut just so that I didn't feel like I was following them. And it was like it went from everybody being everywhere, and then once we hit that corner, it was like not a lot of people. And then it was this white guy, and he had like probably 2-3 other people with him. And I'm like, girl, let me get my shit out my bed, because if they try to run up on this, I'm gonna fuck something up. But it wasn't on nothing weird. Dude was just like, y'all are gorgeous. Like, I make music videos and whatnot. Would y'all want to be in a music video tomorrow? And we're like, nah, we're not even felt like that big homie. Like, it's cool. So he was like, baby, you should think about it. Can I get one of y'all Instagrams? So my sister's like, yeah, you could take mine because we model or whatever. And he's like, y'all should. Like, and we're like, whatever, cool. So I'm like, you know what? I think it's time to take it in. You know what I mean? We got one more day. I don't want to drink till I'm sick because I got one more day, to do whatever I want tomorrow. And then we leave the next morning. Like, so let's take it in. And she's like, yeah, you right. Let's go in or whatever. So I'm like, all right, cool. We found us a nice little spot. We call it Uber. We get into this Uber, y'all. I get into this Uber. We're riding back to the Airbnb. It's a nice little ride, though. Nice little, probably like 20 minutes. Nice little ride. So we're riding. we get by like a main drag where there's a lot of stores, but it's not where the beach is. It's like a little down more, you know what I mean? And this dude, I don't remember what he said, but I know he was fine. And I was like, oh, like, it was either his Instagram or his number. And I was like, oh, put your shit in my phone. But we was at a red light. So when I gave him my phone, the light changed. And the Uber driver kept driving. So I'm like, oh, like, so I'm reaching for my phone, y'all. And I couldn't get my phone, y'all. I could not get my fucking phone. So this dude that I don't even know has my phone. And dude drives around a corner. So, like, we was on the street right here. I sees him and like, so then he drives, he turns the corner, and then he turns another corner, he parks right there, and he's like, I'll wait right here, go see if you can find a dude with your phone. I'm like, thank you. Like, so I get out and I walk the way that he drove. I go out, walk down the drag, go back to where he was, and I'm like, where the fuck is this dude? Like, he took my damn phone. Like, so I'm like, okay, calm down. Walk back to the car. Why don't I just call my phone from my sister's phone, right? So I go down there and I'm like, bro, I don't know, like, and as soon as I look up, dude's standing there like, oh, so you're the pretty woman that just handed me her phone. And I'm like, oh, you got my phone? Like, I was just like, okay, cool. So I'm like, did you put your, like, information in? And he's like, no, because, like, once you handed it to me, you, like, kind of just drove off. And I'm like, so put your information in. So he puts his information in. And he's like, what y'all doing tomorrow? I'm like, I don't know yet. We wanted to come back to the beach because, I mean, that was my favorite part of everything, the beach. So I'm like, probably just come back to the beach, vibe a little bit, drink a little bit, take it in, and get ready for my flight the next day or whatever. We've been out here for a few days now. So he's like, okay, hit me in the morning. So I'm like, I got you. Like, so we take it in. I'm drunk at this point. When we get inside, I take off all my clothes. My sister calls her best friend, and I'm butt-ass naked talking to her best friend on FaceTime and my sister or whatever. And then out of nowhere, I don't remember why, but I do remember them telling me that I was fully dressed with a whole different outfit for no reason. I wasn't planning on going nowhere. Basically, we went to sleep. Next day rolls around. When we wake up, I get a notification about our flight being canceled that's following the next day. So I'm like, we're going to have to figure out another something. So I hit up the lady for the Airbnb, and I'm like, is your Airbnb available for an extra day or two? Our flight had got canceled. And she was like, actually, no, I have people coming at 5 o'clock the day that you all are leaving. So you would have to still leave. And I'm like, damn. So I'm like, we're going to have to figure something out, bro. We're going to have to figure something out. So at this point, the only transportation that I ever took traveling-wise was a plane. I never had been on a train. I never had been on a Greyhound. I never had been on a boat to go nowhere. Like, I've been on a boat, but not the traveling wise. You know what I mean? So I'm like, we gotta look some stuff up. So we looked up the Greyhound, and since they sent us back our money, the Greyhound was even cheaper, and they said it was a bus. So I'm like, we should be cool. Like, we should be cool. Let's do the Greyhound. Big mistake. Big mistake. So she's like, all right, book that, and then let's go get some food. So next morning, that's what we did. We booked that. We went to get some food, but we got takeout, and we took it to the beach. We sat on the beach, ate, smoked, sipped a little bit. We had our mimosas and our little drinky drinks. I mean, our little cuppy cups. And I never end up hitting that dude up. I'm not shit. Sorry, bro. But we did end up running into our neighbors, the neighbors from the first day with the long hair that I got the weed from, and the one with the belly that was pregnant. Yeah, I ran into them, and they're like, y'all want to go karting? And we're like, not really feeling go-karting. And I'm like, I can't drive. Like, I'm not a good driver. Like, I'm not about to lie to y'all. I'm not about to have y'all rent out a go-kart and I crash that bitch because I'm not paying for it. So, no. Like, no. So they're like, all right, we going to try to catch y'all back up here afterwards because we going to another little shindig y'all might want to be a part of. So we're like, all right, cool, whatever. Say less. They dips out. We heads back over to Leslie's. That's my spot. That's my motherfucking spot. I get the real big daiquiri cup look like this. Like, it's big, but it got the, you know. And so we drinking. We went back down to the beach, kicking it, meeting people, all types of stuff. I met another vlogger that day, actually. We went to a burger place. even though we already had ate. I think it's because we smoked. We had the munchies. But we went to some burger place, ate there. Like, we just had a nice, like, a free day. You know what I mean? We didn't do too much because we knew that we had to wake up in the morning and try this Greyhound thing out that we never did, you know? So we go ahead and we end up running into them again. They're like, hey, this must be fate. Like, we gotta do something together while we down here. I said y'all leaving tomorrow. We leave in 2 more days. Why don't y'all come to this boat with us? And I'm like, boat? And they're like, yeah, it's a big ass boat. Like, and they're having a party on that thing. And it's now, like, it's right now. Like, they said we can come right now. So I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah, it's this girl's birthday. I think her name was Alina or something like that. So we're like, okay, let's go to Alina's birthday. So we go, we get in a car with them. And the way that we was coming to the hotel, the way we was like going to the beach from the Airbnb, you would see a lot of boats lined up in the water. And that's exactly where this boat was. And we're like, oh, we seen this. Like, we seen this. It was by all the cruise ships and shit. It wasn't just a boat. It was a ship. It was a fucking cruise ship, damn near. Like, it was a ship. I never been on a ship. Like, I don't know, y'all. I was like, it was just a lot. Like, it was good. It was good, but it was a lot because I just never did all this stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, let's do this. Like, let's fucking go. So we go out there or whatever. And when we get on the boat, it's like, it was like a dining area first. Well, okay, so you get on, it was like a deck. And it was like chairs, you can sit, look at the water, blah, 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 blah. Then you go into this door and it's like a dining hall look shindig. And that's where the party was going on. It was a bar. It was a bar out on the outer deck as well. And we're over there and we're like, okay. And they take us to the girl Lena. They're like, this is the people that we was telling you that we met. They're lit, the sister. That's what they call us, the sisters. Everybody always end up calling us the sisters. Like, what? But anyway, so they're like, yeah, the sisters, they're lit. Like, they starting a YouTube. Like, they just start, you know what I mean, telling them stuff about us or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, my name's Moody. And she's like, my name's Mima. And like, oh, y'all are like super cute. Like, and we're like, thanks. And they're like, well, let's turn up. Let's do some shots. Let's get it cracking. There's food. There's drinks. Everything's free. If y'all get too turned up, there's hotel rooms. And I'm like, huh? Like, she's like, it's like hotel rooms on the boat. Like, you can stay on the boat if you want to stay on the boat. Just let me know so I can get y'all a room together. And I'm like, what? Like, and she's like, I'm like, no, I heard you. I just can't believe that it's a fucking boat tail and I'm on this hoe. Like, it was just too unbelievable for me. Like, it was too much to really mentally take in at one time. But it wasn't, because I was so happy that it was happening to me that day right then and there, because a lot of bad stuff did happen, I felt like. So we're turning up on this boat. I'm running into people that I got their numbers. They're like, hey, you ain't never hit me back. I'm like, yo, I mean, it didn't want to do it, homie, you feel me? And we was lit. Like, we was freaking lit. I didn't want to stay, though. I didn't want to stay. I probably should have, just to know what that felt like, but I didn't want to stay. So we went back to the Airbnb that night after we left the boat sail party. And when we woke up, we headed out to the airport, because the Greyhound station is it's located in the airport. You got to catch a little subway when you get in the airport to go to the Greyhound station. But our subways are like, you're riding underground. Sometimes you're like level on the street, but for the most part, you're riding underground. Their subway, you're riding above ground. I can see the little cars. So I was like, okay, this is different. Like, and so when we get inside, I'm like, our plane got canceled because of COVID, I guess. We had purchased these tickets online. I had the lady at the Airbnb print them out. I just want to make sure everything is everything, because we got down there early to make sure everything was good, right? So this fucking lady looking like Dora with the fucked up Chinese bangs gonna be like, oh, this is only one ticket. Ma'am, let me show you, because on my phone it says that for 2 seats. So how is it one ticket? Can you look at that? Like, and she's like, yeah, I don't know what you want me to do. And I'm like, I'm not from here, and I'm about to have a bitch fit. I'm about to freak the fuck out. So can you just help me, ma'am? Like, I didn't feel like she was helping me. And this lady was not helpful. So I said, can you go get another worker, please? And she got an older man, and he ended up helping me. He ended up printing out the other part, and we were able to get on the fucking, what's it called? Greyhound. So the way that the Greyhound's supposed to work, we were supposed to catch a Greyhound bus to Philly, a Philly bus to Pittsburgh, and we would be home within the next day. Didn't go like that. We got on that bus, the Philly bus, and we went to Philly. When we went to Philly, the Pittsburgh bus was canceled. So we had to catch the next bus to Washington. We get to Washington, guess what, y'all? The Pittsburgh bus was canceled. So then we had to go to fucking Baltimore. We go to Baltimore, and finally the Pittsburgh bus wasn't canceled, but what y'all don't realize is each bus took almost a day. So we didn't get home until, 2-3 days later than what we were supposed to get home. We were tired. We stank because we were on a bus for days. We didn't get to get in the tub. We were sweating. Shit, my sister was crying a lot. Like, she missed the kids and she just wanted to be home. Like, it was so aggravating. It was so crazy. Like, and by the time I got home, I realized Rel never cash out me. So I did end up texting him while I was on the Pittsburgh bus on the way home. And I'm like, I've been on a bus for about 3 days. I think I'm gonna need that money now because you didn't wait it too motherfucking long. And your cousin stayed with us longer than what she was supposed to. So he's like, how much do you want? I'm like, I don't even want much, like, because we did end up kicking you out. But I feel like $1 would have been cool, but I told him $50. So he sent me $75, and he was like, the extra $25 is for your Uber home, because I know that you and your sister don't drive or whatever. And I'm like, thank you, I appreciate that. And he's like, I just want you to know I'm really sorry. I want to hear that shit right now. I want to go home. So then we finally made it home. And when I got home, I kind of cried because I was just like, I was crazy. Like, I don't know if I was crying because I was mad, sad, or happy, but I was definitely happy to see my mom and the kids and my little sister, because I felt like we was never going to get home, like, ever. So that was the whole Miami trilogy. That's the whole trilogy, y'all. We really finished the whole fucking trilogy, y'all. Let me know if y'all want to hear about any other vacations that I took. I will be looking forward to planning more vacations soon so that I can vlog correctly and take you all along the way with me correctly, because I know that the Myrtle Beach thing wasn't really right, but I'm learning this thing, you know. So thank y'all for supporting me, and thank y'all for watching me and viewing and subscribing, because my subscribers are going up, up, up. And I love that. I love that for me. I love that for y'all. I just appreciate y'all. Y'all definitely keep my head up, because I got a lot going on in my daily life. And y'all wouldn't know. You know, y'all only know what I tell y'all. So like I said, I appreciate y'all 100%. Y'all the goats. Y'all the goats. But I'm going to see y'all soon. I'm going to click up out of here because I got some business to take care of. So